Well, good evening again. We're here on the Let's Talk Shop with Russ show, and of course, I'm better looking than him, but my good-looking co-host is not here tonight, Charles. He is at his parents' house visiting with his daughter for Easter, so totally understandable. I give him an excuse for tonight. That's fine. So, hey, we all have family that we deal with, so that's totally understandable. But glad to see y'all over here in the chat section. I know Donna Presley's out there. Dave Gatton's been over there. Heath Knuckles, he's out there. Sean Mason's out there. Al Forte from Odessa Woodworking. They're all out there in the chat, and there was been quite a few of them out there in the chat before the show ever started. So glad to have y'all with us. And if I don't see your post or whatever, and you have something important to say, or do it a couple of times, because number one, I'm watching both the chat and doing the show. I got Chris and any of y'all on here if y'all see something over there. And also my computer, my other laptop, I was telling them a little bit earlier, I tried to boot it last night on Charles's show and it wouldn't boot. So come to find out, I did some diagnostics on it today, and the hard drive I think is going out. So I've got my iPad over here. Here the cord's not that long. Got my iPad over here, and it's small print, so it's going to be hard for me to see. And I did bring my glasses just in case. And the first person that cracks up about the glasses thing is you're going to be beat with a wet noodle and severely punished. So anyway, let's get on with the show. First off, let's take care of my sponsors, Devobal Technology, for web design, development, and hosting. Visit devobal.com. Really great guys, Frank and Devobal are, they did my website, and it is fantastic. So really great guys. And then FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Visit fastcap.com. They're sponsors of the show. Anytime I do a giveaway, they're more than willing to step up and give prizes out, or give prizes to me to give out to you. So very great guys over there. And Olivewood 2000. For beautiful, elegant, Holy Land olive wood, visit Olivewood 2000 on eBay today. All those are great sponsors, and I appreciate them very, very much. All right, so tonight we're going to highlight some YouTube newbies that we have found out there, and also, oh great, I had to read that they're putting over here in the chat.
Who's behind the logo?
Yeah, who's behind the logo tonight?
They were saying it was Chris.
It's Chris. Well, come to find out, I did not know this. It goes by alphabetical order. So your name starts with a C, so you're behind the logo. So I never knew that. Somebody told me that. So anyway, that, and for those of you who did not, oh man, I forgot to bring it in too. I turned that bowl. Maybe whenever y'all starts talking about the or your YouTube people, I'll run out real quick and grab that bowl. But I did my very first live broadcast on YouTube or Facebook the other day, and for some reason the video is real choppy, and I don't understand that because where I'm at in my shop, I'm within 20 feet of a wireless router. So it should have a very strong signal, but it was very, very, very choppy. I'm not sure if some of the lighting that I have some LED lighting in there, if that's somehow affecting it or what, or I don't know. I'm going to do it one more time and try it. And if it ends up choppy, I'm going to have to change something. But that was run strictly off of my iPhone. And also, I had my iPad over there so I could read the chat. But I did not know that when you're Facebook Live on your iPhone and you're doing it this way, that everybody's comments scrolls up kind of up in front of the screen. It's opaque or whatever, but you can see everybody's comments. So that was pretty cool. Did not know that. But anyway, the video is real choppy. And I turned the bowl, did my first live on Facebook, and I think it went pretty good. I was actually happy with the way it turned out. I went back and watched it, had a great time. Matter of fact, I spent an hour and 5 minutes live, and I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize it was that long. So
That made me late for work too.
did it?
You know,
I
turning
watched
them
it while I
molds,
was on the job, and boy, I had to hustle to get back.
turning them molds could be what's making you forget to bring them in. Just saying.
Yeah. Do what now? Who else was saying something?
One thing I noticed also, your picture was reversed.
Yes.
So
Yep.
turn your camera around next time, turn the phone around.
Well, if I turn the phone around, then I can't read the chat.
Right.
I might try that because I did have my iPad over there behind the curtain. Everybody was talking about was I taking a bath or I was going to take a shower about the curtains. And let me explain that. All right. My old lathe, it probably would get chips 4 or 5 foot away. Well, I couldn't even get, I don't think it did 2,000 RPM. I was turning real slow on it. And if it did 2,000 or 3,000 RPM, it scared the bejesus out of me because I thought it was going to come apart. So this new lathe will turn 3,000. I've been turning stuff on 3,000 without any problem. But when you turn stuff at 3,000, guess what? Stuff flies left, right, up, down, all around. I was covering tools down that wall because I have a lot of tools on this one wall in my shop. I was covering tools 6 foot away on the left and the right, just covering them. And I'm going like, oh man, I can't have this. So I sit there and scratch my head for a little bit and like, okay, what if I go to Wally World and get a couple of cheap shower curtains and the hooks and just put some shower curtains, clear ones next to it on the left and the right, and I can pull off the wall. And then when I get through turning, I can push them back up against the wall, and it worked perfect. There was nothing on the left or the right after that bolting. And now it went behind me, which I can't, stop that. But yeah, everything on the left and the right. Those shower. People were going, "Are you going to take a shower, or is that for your bath?" Or I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever." But that's the reason it was just that stuff went flying. I was like amazed. So. All right, enough of that. Real quick, let's go down the list and see. Tell us where we can find you. And since Chris is underneath the logo, we'll go with him first. You can tell us where we can find you and who you are. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey guys, Chris here from the old Cranky Workshop. Now that the weather is warmed up, I can spend my days out in the shop again, and you can find me out there, but also on YouTube and Facebook. A couple YouTube projects are in the works. I had the camera up and running today a couple times. So we'll see what we can get put together the next few weeks. And if I'm not in those places, check the local pub. I'm probably hiding down there.
Cool. And then next is, we haven't seen him in a while, and he still looks the same. I was going to say he's still as ugly as ever, but I'm not going to do that. No, I won't do that. So anyway, but it's good to have you back. And is Donald Matthews.
I wear my ugly with pride. Thank you very much. Took me a lot of work to get there. Hello, I'm Donald Matthews, also known as Donald Vlogifies, from Donald Vlogifies Wood Shop. That's my YouTube channel. I just, here a couple of weeks ago, Devoble got my website back up, or got it on up and running, and that's redneckknowhow.com.
Cool.
And I think that's all the trouble I want to do right now.
Oh, it is up and running officially?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm having a meeting with Chase this coming week to kind of show me how to go over how to add articles and stuff to it again and all that.
Redneck
got it up and running.
Know How, HOW?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
.com.
Nope, can't find it.
Redneckknowhow.com, all together.
One word. Yeah, I was just typing it into Google, see if it would pop up, but it didn't. Give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and I'll go to our next. But it's good having you back. I'm doing some other stuff over on the sides, but it's good to have you back, Donald. I missed you. I really did. I mean, I always enjoy you being on the show.
It's good to be here. I'd much rather be here than work, trust me.
Cool. And then next is Mr. Jim Bashirs.
Hey, I'm Jim Bashirs, and I have a YouTube channel called Driveway Workshop that shows you everything on how not to make a video up to how not to make a video. And I also, you can find me on all the social avenues there at Jim Bashir's. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Funny thing about it is were talking just before the show started is how the camera aspect of people is different, because I found out that Jim is like what, 6'4", 6'5", something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I started to ask him, how's the weather up there when I first seen him, because I'm only like 5'10", so he's like way up there. He's up there. Mike Merksky's way up there with him. They're like skyscrapers. But when you see them on camera, they don't look that tall. When you meet them in person, you're going like, holy crap. So, but Jim and I got a chance we had lunch together one of the days, and he was over there in the Southern Woodworkers booth with along with several others. We got the chance to hang around and talk to each other. And then one night in the lobby of the motel, we were sitting around and talking to each other. So really nice guy. It was great to meet you. It really was.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You spend a lot of time out here in the hangouts on these things and don't get to know people that well, but going to Atlanta is a totally different ball game.
Yeah, it is. And then next is Mr. Paul's Messy Woodshop.
Hi, I'm Paul Corliss from Paul's Messy Workshop, and you can find me on YouTube at Paul's Messy Workshop. If you go to my website, paulsmessyworkshop.com, you won't find much other than my logo. And the good news is that next Saturday we're leaving Florida and heading back to Michigan where my shop is, so I can get back and quit going through woodworking withdrawal.
Yeah, I would bet. How long has it been since you've been in your shop?
November,
December, January, February, March, April, about 6 months.
yeah.
Wow, I would be having big time withdrawals. Yeah, so we'll let Matthew get set up. I just invited Matthew and he popped in, so good to have him. Next is Mr. Russ Meadows.
Hey everybody, Russ Meadows here from the Rusty Nails Wood Shop. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, a little bit of YouTube, and somewhere chasing Chris Ahern. I can't catch him in that chair. He's too fast.
Yeah, he is pretty quick.
I couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah, when we were in Atlanta, we came when we were leaving, so we're walking over I was walking with Chris, and Chris didn't want to he don't want to play Frogger, because I was cutting right across 6 lanes, or was it 8 lanes? 6 or 8 lanes. Yeah, across. And at the red light, I wasn't jaywalking, I was at the red light, but they were repaving the road, so there wasn't really a designated a pedestrian area or walkway. So, but anyway, I was running across at the red lights, and so I said, like, it was a lot shorter. And Chris is like, oh no, I ain't playing Frogger, I'm going back. Well, there was a walkway that goes over a bridge walkway for everybody to go from the mall and that area over to the the Cobb Galleria. I'll get it right in a second. So anyway, so we went up, we had to walk all the way over, but when you walk over that walk area, you've got to walk way back around, all the way around to get back to the motel. My way was much, much, much shorter. And they had me walking. I'd been up all day long I ain't never walked so much in my life. My feet literally hurt every night when I get back to the motel. And you know what was funny about it is, little old whippersnapper Daryl that's with me, right? We'd walk in, he'd just lay down in the bed and goes, man, my legs and feet hurt. I don't want anybody to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You know?
I have got to move down south with 2 people in the shade.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I don't want to cross over. I don't want to play Frogger. Well, like, I should have grabbed a hold of him and pushed him across that road anyway. Not let him argue with me. So anyway, good time. So next is Shogun Jimmy. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good, Russ. Yeah, I could just be found on YouTube under Shogun Jimmy, Instagram, Facebook, I'm under James Jacob. So.
You know what? For a long time when your Shogun. I didn't know what your real name was. I was like, that's Shogun Jimmy, but then I realized his name's James Jacob. So, yeah, but yeah, had a real good time. So you, what you been doing lately in your workshop?
I'm building a tool wall right now, and I'm trying to do a sign for my Valentine's Day challenge. My winner won the sign, so I'm working on that right now. So I can't even disclose anything at this point of how I'm working on it. So
Yeah, I think I've seen your tool wall. You're making it out of 2x4s.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
But I'm going to get a lot of plywood up there and stuff like that. The
Yeah.
2x4s might mostly be hidden.
Yeah, I saw that. One of the videos or posts you did on Facebook or whatever. I saw it somewhere. So
yeah,
but good stuff. And then also he just joined us is Matt Haas from Awesome Woodworks.
Awesome Wood Things, baby.
Or Awesome Wood Things. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Russ. Hi, panel. Thanks for letting me jump on
No
last
problem.
minute. Yes, Awesome Wood Things is the website on Facebook and on YouTube. And I like to make things out of wood that are awesome. So we're here. We're back off the Atlanta show. And yes, Russ, you did have the shortcut crossing the road to the Cobb Center, but a little more risky, I might say. But that didn't stop you, obviously.
Nobody's going to run over Santa.
Hey, if you'd have taken the walkway more times, you would have seen a proliferation of stickers on the girders over that walking bridge. We all started to slap our stickers on that after a while.
I did see that.
As we were leaving, they were taking them off.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they took every one of them off.
Oh,
Well, some of the makers were there with a knife scraping them off.
Yeah. They made them take them down.
So,
Wow.
that's understandable. Well, it's good to see some faces on the panel that we saw in Atlanta, and it's good to be here with the whole crew. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Everybody's finally home.
But yeah, I did not. They were taking them down. I'm glad I didn't put my sticker up there because they might be trying to find all those people and charge them for disfiguring public property.
But the thing is, you gave so many out. Who's to say it was the owner of the sticker that would
True.
place it? So it's a legal conundrum.
Yeah, I just think it's
I
funny.
can see,
I just think it was funny. I think it was funny that they responded so quickly and were snatching them off. That's like, wow.
I can see the headline now. Santa woodworker goes to jail for sticker.
Yeah. Well, it was so much shorter to cut across that road. And like I said, nobody's gonna run over Santa. So actually, what's funny about it is twice when I ran across or was going across the road, I actually had twice people roll down their window and blow the horn and wave at me.
I love it.
Yeah.
You are your own insurance policy.
Yeah, and it was like they would go beep beep, roll on the window and wave at me, and
You should start.
Have you been a good boy?
They
yeah.
probably thought they was on candid camera.
I went to go up to the room one night, and I was standing on the elevator, and a lady walked in with her little girl. The girl had to be like 4 or 5 years old, and when I was in the elevator already, so when they came into the elevator, the whole time her eyes were like, and she was like looking at me, and I'm like,
You just had your red shirt on with suspenders. That'd have been all it took.
yeah, it was so. So I didn't say anything at first. So I noticed she just kept on looking at me, and I says, "Hey, how are you?" And her mom says, "You know who she thinks you are?" And I said, "Yeah, I kind of get that every once in a while." So I talked to her for a little bit, and I said, "Have you been a good girl?" She's like, "Yes, I've been good." I'm like,
Well, this conversation tells me there's 2 missed money-making opportunities for you, Russ. One is obviously the Santa, and 2 is pedestrian escorts in urban environments. So.
hey, never thought about that. As far as the Santa thing, I've already I haven't made any money off of it, but I have done the Santa thing is for how do I want to put it? Charity events. So yes, and matter of fact, the Santa suit is not sitting more than 4 or 5 foot from me. So.
Well, the way to make profit in that game, from my understanding, is you need a woodworker to build all the props and all of the decorations that you would truck to the mall. And you yourself are a woodworker, and you're surrounded by a community of woodworkers. So you got that piece nailed.
He's bringing Santa. Watch it. Here it comes. Coming with it. I know it.
Boy,
He
Santa's
started
gonna
something.
make an appearance. There he goes.
look at that.
The man,
always-
the myth.
I always wondered what Santa did in the off season.
Now that suit's not too hot on an 80-degree day, is it?
Yeah, the extra large belt.
I love it. I love it.
So yeah, I had a good time with that. Trust me, it's real fun. All right, so let's go. Did some of you do your homework? Chris,
No.
Kind of.
you kind
I
of did.
failed.
Define doing my homework.
Well, you were supposed to find somebody to talk about.
Well, I actually found two, but one of them I'd never seen none of his videos, but they look cool.
All right. Yeah, do you want to go first and entertain them for a few seconds while I run out and get that bowl?
I tried to look over Donald's shoulder, but I couldn't see.
All right. It shouldn't take you very long, but if you'll talk slow. So.
That's not a
Oh,
problem.
wow.
No, it won't take me but a second. My shop isn't that far to grab it. So, but
Okay.
all right, go ahead. And I'm gonna walk on you while I'm gone. So, and you can go ahead and talk about the one or two people that you want to talk about.
All right.
It's our chance to take over the show.
Okay, the first fella I got, a lot of you guys already know him. He's been in the community for a while. I've known him on here for a while. It's Kinderhook Woodcraft. And his videos are kind of sparse, you know, a couple of months between each one, but he's got some cool stuff on there. Rabbit trap, dovetail box, how to make the 60s, bird puzzle, all sorts of stuff. He's got some good videos on there. And the second one, I just found him tonight. He just subscribed to my channel a couple of weeks ago, and I was hunting through my subscribers, trying to do my homework that I didn't know I had homework to do, and I found him. And he just got, these thumbnails look awesome. I think you should, I'm going to check them out as soon as I get a chance. I think everybody else should too. But his name is Keith Decent. And it seems like every one of his videos is a decent project. Get it? Decent project. Well, a decent project from a hangover to product. Okay, interesting. From inspiration to artwork, from ruler to bracelet. I mean, he just got a lot of stuff up here. It seems real cool. And that's all I got right here.
Yeah, Keith's been around for a while. He's got a big catalog.
I'll go next
Stuff there.
if you want. The only thing is I don't know how to do the daggum screen sharing, but
There should be a green button up there on the left side. With
I wanted to
arrow
talk
on it.
about, I don't think I can
Right.
do it worth of crap. I have to practice that next time. Ox in the Shop is the one I wanted to talk about. He's only got like 700 and some odd subscribers, I think. But I met him for the first time this year. And I've talked to him before, but actually met him for the first time this year in Atlanta. And out of all the stickers that were there, some of them were really cool, but that sticker right there, I think was the best one out of the whole bunch. It's the coolest sticker. For my vote, he wins the prize. And he did, I think his last video that he did a saw blade deal where he cut up pieces of wood into like little jigsaw puzzle things, and he had people sign them. And he put that together in a saw blade, and then he made like clamps out of wood and put them around it and stuff. It was really neat how he did that thing. I enjoyed watching that little build he did on that. It was pretty cool.
I just got one question for you, Russ.
Yes.
No, the other Russ Meadows. That ox, he looks kind of orange. How long did it take you to get that sticker out of the box?
Don't do that to me, man. You know I have an aversion to orange or what?
I couldn't help it, man. I had to.
Oh, I picked that up straight away. I'm trying to wean myself off of that. Yeah, he's Drew has got I think 20 some odd videos on his YouTube channel, and they're all pretty neat. He does some good work, mainly turning and stuff like that. He's got a CNC now, so he's done a lot more with that. And but he does good work. And if you don't know who he is, go find him. Ox in the Shop is his channel.
Oh man, I was gonna highlight him.
Well, I'm sorry you skipped it, man. Too bad.
Some people want you to hold a sticker back up if that's what you were doing, I guess.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's a cool sticker.
Out of all the stickers that were there, I think this was my favorite one because it just looked badass.
Yeah, I have to agree. That's probably the best sticker I have seen. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's real neat.
The reason being they didn't really get to see it that good is because whenever I left, I'd locked it on Donald. Probably should have done that. So while you were talking, it was still locked on Donald.
I hate to see his face when I'm talking. That gummit.
I know. So anyway,
so I had Russ Meadows' voice. Oh
you
man.
did.
yeah. Russ
Jackie will like it better. Believe me.
Coming out from Donald. Nestle Haney. I guess it's NESLEYHEINEY. Henny.
Yeah.
My son is 3 and he's watching and asking if you are Santa. Well, I'll leave that up to you, Nestle, to explain it to him. I'll leave that up to you. So, and I was told with my glasses on, I really look even more like Santa. So,
the official response, Russ, should be, "Will not confirm nor deny."
Yeah. Okay.
I can either confirm or
Nestle.
Just tell the kid you never know.
What Nestle? What is your son's name? If you can put it over there in the chat. So let me know what it's.
Neither confirm or deny.
Yeah.
Actually, can I butt in for just a second?
Go ahead. Yes.
Nestle's is the guy that I was going to talk about. I met him down at the Atlanta show, and I've checked out his pretty much brand new channel, and he does some pretty cool projects. I kind of helped him and pushed him to get into Dominic Bender's challenge tree, and he made this really beautiful turn lantern. And yeah, so that was the guy I was actually going to comment on tonight.
We'll keep on talking and see if we can get him to, if he's out there, still out there. Oh, he's arguing right now. He's arguing with me about being Santa. No, Daddy, he's Santa. What's his Max? His name's Max. All right, hold on, show.
Yeah.
Hold on, just give me a second. Hey, Max, how you doing? Have you been good so far this year? I hope so. I sincerely hope so because, it's not good to be bad. You always got to be good. Got to be a good little boy and do what your mother and father tell you to do, and don't act up, and everything will be cool. And Santa will always make sure he brings you nice things. So, Max, good to see that you're watching here tonight too. I enjoy that, and also with your father's watching too, so that's a great deal. So kind of caught me off guard, but I thought it was pretty cool. So anyway, go back to who you were talking about as far as him, and you can go ahead and finish or talk about somebody else if you want.
No, I was pretty much finished. But
Okay.
he does have a really beginner, just started channel, but he does some really interesting stuff on the lathe, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more from him here in the future. You guys want to go check out his channel and go and
what's his channel's name?
Just his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will go over there and see if I can find it right now. Give me 1 second, people. if I don't do this now. How do you spell that? H-E-I-N-E-Y. H-E-I-N-E-Y. Founding. And I just subscribed. So there, got that out of the way. Cool. All right. So who wants to be next?
I can jump in.
Go ahead, Matt.
Okay, so my pick is the winner of my Makers Rock album art collaboration. I just pulled the winner today, a little bit later than I should have, but hey, better late than never. And it is Desert Bum Woodworking is the name of the channel. DESERTBUM, and then Woodworking with the hyphen N at the end. Looks like it's a pretty small channel. He does some woodworking here. I'll try and share. He does some furniture type stuff. I am screen sharing. Hopefully you can see that. So
yes, we can see it.
This is it. Desert Bum. Interesting name. He's got a couple on a crib. I didn't really go through his catalog too much. Again, there's not much here. It has some scrolling. Looks like some rustic stuff too. Mostly small and medium-sized pieces of furniture. And it's always good to check out some up-and-comers here on the YouTubes and encourage them to be part of the community, because, as you know, there's never a shortage, or there's always an opening for more awesome people here in the community. That's who I'm checking out recently.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. There's always a room for others.
Yeah.
And a few things real quick. Where's it? Nestle says, thanks you everybody. You guys are great. I guess for shouting him out. So, and also it's funny that you did Desert Bum Woodwork. Oh, he's out there.
Oh, he's in the chat. Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
brother.
Thank you, man. It's because he's just sent me he mailed me some stickers and a little thing saying, "Hey, I watch your show all the time, Russ. You do a great job," and all. And so I got his address. I got to send him my sticker back. Hope it ain't as. Hope you get it quicker than John Schaffner did. I took almost a year. So anyway, I'll see about getting. But yeah, Desert Bum Woodwork. He sent me a little letter saying thank you for the show and he enjoyed it and sent me a sticker. So I'll try to get you a sticker up next week. So. Glad he is on here too, and also Nestle. Everybody run over there. These guys that we are talking about, if you're not subscribed to them, run over like I'm already subscribed to Desert Bum, but run over and subscribe to him.
His first name is Chuck.
His first name is Chuck?
Yes, sir.
I've got it on the envelope. It's just I can't remember it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I made that announcement, and I also simultaneously mentioned that if it's okay, I can jump in with this. The Made by Nation show is going to remain on the Monday slot, but it's just going to be a live show. We're not going to do a formal edit. So for those who like to misbehave in the chat room during Made by Nation, that will continue somehow.
Cool. What time is it?
7 p.m. Eastern, so 4 Pacific, midnight in the UK.
I've been wanting to check that out because I usually watch, I hate to say this, but I usually watch Carl Jacobs, and he's on like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with his turning stuff.
Right.
I think you're on before him. So
I think that's a slot before, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I enjoy watching him, and I loved watching Steve Quadell. Unfortunately, his internet connection was not that great, so Steve has given up doing the turning. He was doing something like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Carl was Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I've learned so much from some of these guys, especially when they're doing it live.
Right. And Carl, I mean, he's one of the best there is.
Yeah, he is. He's fantastic.
I got to speak to him a little bit. Wish I could have spoke to him longer, but yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I kind of gave Carl a case of the, you know what, today.
Why is that?
Well, his wife was they showed something about her and saying how she was did something the paint scheme, I think, for the Transformers or something on Facebook today. I saw it, And naturally, I piped up and said, Robin is the VIP. And I said, Carl's just a fanboy. She saw it and started laughing. She said, I laughed at that, but Carl, not so much. I told her, tell him not to get his feathers ruffled. And I said, if he comes back on this show next time, tell him not to get mad at the other Russ.
I love it.
Oh,
Yes, I can. Donna says everyone is typing. I hope Russ needs to tell Ox if he can see us type. Yeah, Ox, he's Ox in the shop's out there, and we Russ Meadows, by the way, just before you appeared in the chat section, was highlighting you. So, what's his name? Drew Oxford. Yeah. So Drew, Russ Meadows was just highlighting you before you came on.
there's a sticker so he sees it.
Yep, there's a sticker. We were talking about your cool sticker. But he just joined us. Nestle says, thank you all from me and Max. You're very welcome. More than welcome. All right, so I think we got Jim. Jim, do you have somebody?
Yeah, I looked at my subscription feed. I saw a channel called You Can Make This Too, and he has 659 subscribers currently. Let me see if I can pop over here and get my screen share going. And we want that screen.
Oh, okay. You can make this too. Cool.
He was on site at there's actually the roommate coming in for today. Okay.
Very good. Everybody can see that. Chris, I had to mute you because something was in the background. Along in the background, you still there, Jim? I don't know if I don't know if we can't hear you, Jim. So I'm not sure what happened.
He's got my screen highlighted.
Yeah, he's got Matt locked on his screen. How's it feel looking at yourself, Matt?
Are you back?
Yeah, he's back.
I don't know, but two of them scared me.
All right, so that
It wasn't no worse than 2 U's.
Yeah. Well, everybody's been talking about everybody that I was wanting to talk about, but anyway, there's one out there, and he's got like I think about 1,400 subscribers, but he's always over there in the chat, and I haven't seen him tonight. And that is TJ's Woodworking Shop. So TJ, just a shout out for you. Go over there and check his channel out. He does a lot of cool things. Let me see if I can get over there.
TJ, I think you mean the Craigslist hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Craigslist. Yes, he's bought more stuff off of Craigslist and got some awesome deals.
He's bought all that stuff, and I can't find anything in my area on Craigslist. Nothing.
And that's a funny thing about. Let me see if I can screen share this. Share. But no recent activity. I know there's. But yeah, he's found. Can everybody see my screen now? What is it now?
Everybody can see it.
Okay, cool. Anyway, TJ's Woodworking Shop. Yeah, he finds more. Look at the stuff that he has found. He found a grinder, deals and more deals, scroll saw, find a Delta scroll saw from Craigslist. I mean, this guy's like, he must
a tool magnet or something. I can find small hand tools like drills and stuff like that, but I can't find anything good.
Yeah, he got like a belt sander, disc sander, a Delta belt disc sander from the flea market.
I found stuff, little small stuff like that, but the price they're asking for it and they're trying to get for it, you could buy a new one for 20 more bucks. So what's the point?
Sometimes, yes, you're right. Look, he found this Delta Shopmaster little small bandsaw. So it's like pretty cool stuff there. If I can get back. So yeah, my shout out is TJ's Woodworking Shop. He's got, like I said, I think it was 14. Here, let me go back and look again. Oh, I thought it's 14. I'm sorry. I'm way off. 941 subscribers. So let's show him some love too. So, and also guys that are on the panel tonight, if you don't mind, after the show is over and it posts, several people have asked this over and over out there in the chat section. If you will make a comment below the show and post those links to those people that you highlighted tonight, it would be very much appreciated. That way that when they come back and see the show, I get a lot of people that watch my show tomorrow. Got a lot of people from Europe and other. As a matter of fact, Wacky Woodworks is out there, and I think he's from New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. So thank a big shout out to Wacky Woodworks. I'm glad to see you. Dale Forsyth, I think is his name, if I'm not mistaken. So he was out there early. Yeah, he's out there right now. He is out there. So a big shout out to him.
Dale's from outer space.
Yes. Go check out his channel too. Wacky Woodworks. He's over there in New Zealand. He's on YouTube, so give him some love too. And also, but anyway, I got a lot of people that watch the recorded show because they can't watch it live because, like, some people it's like midnight or at their 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So if they come on and they go down to the chat section, they can see the links that you provided for those who you have highlighted, and click on them and they go look at their channels also. So I would appreciate that if you could do that. Where am I at? Yes, I'm in Central Florida. It's Mulberry, Florida, which is south of Lakeland. I'm between Disney World and what's the one over in Tampa? Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens is in Tampa, and then Universal Studios and Disney World is in Orlando. I'm in between them.
Are you south of
My roommate was just down in Jacksonville last week.
Yeah, in Jacksonville? Cool. Yeah, that's about 2.5 hours north of me. What'd you say, Matt? About?
Are you south of Disney World or the other way?
I am
west.
Yeah, west. If you look at I-4 is the main thoroughway from east to west. It goes a lot north, but east to west in Florida. I-4 runs from Tampa, St. Petersburg area, which is on the west coast, all the way over to Daytona Beach on the east coast. So in that process, you come from Tampa, St. Petersburg, you go right through Lakeland, and I'm in South Lakeland. So I'm a suburb of South Lakeland. It's a little city on its own, but it's not very big. But
and for any kids watching, he's actually way north of Disneyland.
yeah. It gets where I live is really cold all the time. So anyway, but yeah, I can be in downtown Tampa in 35-40 minutes, and I can be in downtown Orlando in about 45 minutes. I can be at Disney. I can be at Disney World within less than 45 minutes of my house. So, and Disney World's awesome. So is Universal Studios awesome. Busch Gardens is awesome over in Tampa. Laurie Park Zoo is over in Tampa. That's awesome. But
I've never been to Disneyland or Disney World.
Yeah, be missing out, buddy.
I spent so much money in Disney World. Michael Eisner, the CEO, invited me over to his house for dinner as a thank you.
That I would not doubt, because you can blow a ton of money on that. Matter of fact, and I'll tell you another one that I like just as good as Disney, and that's Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Now that they've got the Harry Potter stuff there, oh, that's like awesome.
I heard it's epic. Yes.
Yeah, we're all Harry Potter fans, so love the movies and love everything. All right, so 8:45. We got like 15 more minutes before the show's over. We've got Tom Spillane's out there, Donna Presley, Wacky Woodworks, Chris Glitzo, Hobby's Woodshop. Hobby, how you doing? He's out there. See if I can go back down the list. Alan Carter. Inspired Woodworks is in the chat. Tom Spillane, which I mentioned. Ox in the Shop, which is Drew Oxford. Wayne Gulliver. It has to be a newbie because I don't remember seeing Wayne in the chat section. Good to have you. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. Wayne Gulliver. Thank you for being in the chat section. Heath Knuckles. I don't remember Heath off the top of my head. So good to have you out in the chat section. Jeff Jung is out there. And I met Jeff. Hi, he says, what's up, Russ? Jeff, I met him in Atlanta. First time I got to see him. So I'm doing good, Jeff. How are you? Glad to see you out there in the chat. He posted this a while back, but I'm just now being able to go back and look through the chat. Actually, it's kind of nice having my iPad. Even though the writing is real small, I can scroll real quick back through all the posts. So that's kind of nice. I like that better than, I might keep my iPad over here. But the Fritz just got a little small. Let me get my glasses on. Whoa, 60 Russ. This is our art day. I watched your live feed and seen you put your hand and arm on the bowl. I didn't have my hand or arm on the bowl when it was turning. I can't put my hand on the arm of the bowl when it was turning. So anyway, he's saying that I watched your live feed and seen you put your hand or arm on the bowl. It's a bad habit. You'll hurt yourself bad if you put your hand or your arm on the bowl when it's turning. Gotcha. No problemo. I don't remember doing that, but maybe I did. Russ, Mikey Woodward says, Russ is in his summer home. He travels and migrates in the winter. Yeah, I do. I do. Oh, and by the way, here's the, I ran out and got this. Here's the bowl that I turned the other day in the, yeah, I decided to leave the bottom just like this. Sometimes I go in here and smooth this bottom out and give it a little concave look. But my wife looked at it and she goes, you know, I like the way it just looks because of the wood grain and everything. Now this is, it's solid mahogany, but it's two pieces of mahogany. If you look real close, you can see where I glued the two pieces together right there.
That really came out nice, Russ.
Yeah.
Thank you. What I did was I went to, yeah, I love the mahogany, the way it looks. I'm trying to get it in the camera where y'all can see.
Come up with
It looked like that scraper you bought worked real good too.
Yeah, it did. It worked really good. And I wasn't able to use it on the old lathe. The old lathe would go so slow, I couldn't use it. It would catch, it would jerk, you know, all kind of stuff. On this new lathe, it just like works so. I love this. This is the end grain. So the end grain sucks up and doesn't have as much color on it as and this is the side grain. So
What did you finish that with?
That shine juice.
Shine juice? Okay.
Which is equal parts of natured alcohol, shellac, and boiled linseed oil. I put it in a little like a squirt bottle and just put it on there. This is like 5 coats of the shine juice. So anyway, I went to my woodworking supplier where I buy buy all my wood from, and he has under my suggestion here a little over a year ago, he now starts to keep the cutoffs, the scraps, and he had some mahogany there. Usually I buy it rough cut, and then I do my own planing and joining and all that kind of stuff and cut it down on the bandsaw and size it. So anyway, but he started and had these pieces of mahogany were about they're about 8 inches wide, and they were glued together, so they come up about 16 inches wide, and they were probably about 18 inches long. And apparently they were cut off from when he was making a door. He not only sells wood, but he has a full-blown woodworking shop where they make specialty stuff like cabinets and all kinds of stuff.
Where's that place at, Russ?
It's over in Highland City.
Oh.
Right across from the Gators Sports Bar and all that new Publix complex. I can't think of the name of the road, but there's There's a road right across from all that there on Highway 98, and you go back in the back. I'll get his address and his phone number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes from me run over there. But anyway, he started, but there was two pieces of these. They're both about 18 inches by 16 inches wide, and they were 1.5 inches thick. And so I bought them for like $20, $10 a piece for each side. And I'm like, wow, solid mahogany. And so brought them home, and I re-ripped them down the glue line to make them back to 8 inches wide, and then glued them together because they were already joined and everything, so we're nice and smooth, just like this. So glued them together to give me their 1.5 inches, to give me this 3 inches to make the bowl. And so I've got one piece, 18 inches long, 8 inches wide, made this thing, and I still have a little piece left over. And so I can make 4 bowls, 3 inches thick out of this. That's what I got for $20.
Nice.
Yeah. But like I said, if you look real close, you can see the glue line right there. It really doesn't, I mean, it really doesn't stand out that bad, because my wife looked at it and I said, can you tell where it was glued together? And she was like, she looked at it, no. And I showed her and she goes, wow, if you hadn't showed me, I would have never noticed that. So I guess it don't
Actually,
stand out.
you can almost see the rings of the wood going in separate directions.
Yeah, yeah.
Right in your line. And I like that look.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it kind of like, especially like right along in here.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But good look.
I'm learning, and the thing about it is, and I know y'all don't want to, y'all are tired of hearing about my lathe. I know that. So, but the thing about it is when you come, I had a Craftsman lathe, and it was given to me by a good friend, and I used it for a couple of years, and I'm not gonna. I mean, it is what it is. It's not a high dollar lathe, and I appreciate him giving it to me, because what that did was it spurred me to want to do better. And I'd been wanting to get a lathe for a long time, a better one. And I run across this deal there at Rockler that I couldn't pass up. They had them on sale. This is a last year's model, like they don't even make them anymore. I mean, they're going to bring it back. It's just they kind of like shift things around. The new one is the Galexia something 44. That's their new Nova's new lathe that they've come out with now, and that's one they're highlighting on. Yeah. But he said that when I talked to the guy, and I'm not going to mention any names, at Nova, he said they actually kind of messed up, because the lathe that I have was one of their best selling lathes, and they discontinued it, and I've got like one of the last ones that was ever made, and since then their sales have actually kind of fallen off. So this Galexia that they've come out with is not performing as good as what they thought it was, so they're actually going to bring the one that I have back, a newer model, newer version actually, but they're bringing it back. It sold so well. So it's got the 2044, I think it is. So it'll do 20 inches, a 20-inch bowl over the bed, and it's only 44 inches long. So it has a short frame. Now you can add a bed extension, which will take it on out. And the greatest thing about the 2044, if you go look at it, the bed extension bolts to the end and it locks down. It actually will swing out of the way behind the lathe. So it's still, you can swing it out, move your tailstock down, have another 18 inches, I think it is, to play with as far as turning room, or you can pull the pins and slide the extension back and come back down to the small footprint. And I'm not going to turn anything longer than 4-foot spindles or anything. I'm looking at pins, bowls, cups, smaller items. So it's perfect size for me. It has a lot smaller footprint in my shop than the old lathe, because that was like a 48, I think 4-foot lathe. So it's got a smaller footprint, plus the fact that it comes with came with the outrigger, so that I can swing the motor to the side and I can turn a bowl, I think up to 39 inches, I believe it is, in diameter. That's a big bowl, guys. 39 inches.
We're gonna come on here some night and see Russ with a big old chunk of redwood hooked up to the back wheel of a tractor.
This thing is so awesome. It actually senses the rotation, and if you were to catch, like get a real big catch to the point that it jerked, like made a jerk in the bowl, or the machine could sense it, it'll actually stop.
Right.
It'll sense
Wow.
that and stop to keep you from keep it from going out. Like the last lathe, my cherry bowl that went flying across the room. If everybody's seen that video, yeah, it's supposed to help prevent that from happening. So it can sense catches in the design and to the software of it. It's basically a computer controlled motor.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
It is. Real quick, I know y'all don't want to hear anymore, but I'm sorry. And when you come from the Craftsman to something, it's like driving a beat up car that you had to repair every day and getting given a Mercedes Benz. You know, you're going like, ha, 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 you know, so that's what it feels like. But a couple of the neat things about it is it has that auto braking feature. So in other words, when you turn it off, you can hear it, it'll wind down and stop for you, so it'll just keep on spinning. So I had to take that off right off the bat, because they on the face plates and on the chuck and everything, there's little tiny Allen set screws. And when you put the face plate or whatever on, when it goes on, there's like a channel for those set screws to go in. Well, my old lathe didn't have set screws in the faceplate. So I'm like, why the heck would you need set screws in a faceplate? I mean, I can't understand why you would need these things. So I strapped the bowl on there, and the first one I turned was like a 6 or 8 inch maple bowl, real small one. And so turning it and running at 3,000 RPMs, had the tool rest right up within, you know, short distance, reached over there and hit the off button, and I understand why they have the set screws, because the bowls, it started going, when it locked, the motor locked, the bowl's still turning and it starts coming off the chuck or the threads of the spindle. Yes, the only thing that kept it from coming at me was the fact the tool rest was there. So as soon as it came out, it hit the tool rest and stopped. It couldn't go any further. And I'm like, whoa, dude. Now I know why they're set screws. So dummy me, guess what? He throws the chuck on there. There's a set screw on there, Russ. You should use it. Nope. Still ain't learned my lesson. So I strapped the chuck on there, and I'm turning along, and I hit the off button, and guess what happens? Oh, yeah, here comes the chuck with the bowl.
That's crazy. Oh, man.
So I was like, all right, I can't, you know, I'm forgetful as it is. So I'm like, I can't be having this. So I go to the instruction book, and I read through, and yes, you can disable the braking feature. And guess what? Russ took off the disabled the braking feature. You know, yeah, I don't want this crap come flying off at me. So, and then another thing that was funny is the motor will reverse. You can run it in reverse mode. Another good reason to have the set screws.
Will that tighten the chuck back up?
Yeah. Not if you're running in reverse. Anyway, so. Yeah, because what it is like on a bowl scrape, everybody knows that you're usually turning to on the left side of the bowl. Right. And so when reverse, because your tool is only on the bowl scraper is only sharp on that one side, well, if you reverse it, you can actually put this tool rest on the side and usually your bowl scrape on the outside of the bowl.
That's for those left-handed people.
Yes, would work great. Once again, don't forget to set the set screw. Because, yeah, as soon as you start turning, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah, for left-handed people, that sure beats turning the lathe upside down.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
It's funny because, you know, and the first off, I couldn't turn it. This thing will go from 50 to 5,000 RPM. When you put that thing on 5,000 RPM, it sounds like a jet airplane's taking off. I kid you not. I've never heard anything like it. It's like, what? And I'm like, holy crap. It almost scares you. Hey, the first day I started turning, I bumped it up to like 2,000 RPM and started turning on that maple bowl. And I always see Carl, you know, oh, I'm turning at 3,000 RPM. And I'm like, my old lathe would probably hit 2,000 without too much trouble, or maybe 2,200, if I'm not mistaken, without falling apart. So I said, all right, I see Carl do this. I'm going to do it. So I kicked it up to 3,000, and it scared the bejesus out of me. I mean, I'm like, I've never heard 3,000 RPM on a lathe, and it's like, woo! whatever. And I'm like, ooh, man. So
you had to kick it up to 5,000 just to see what that was.
no, I'm not going to 5,000. No. 3,000 is comfortable. I will tell you this much. The powerful motor, so there's no bog down when you're getting down on it with the tool, makes all the difference in the world. Heavier frame, heavier everything. You don't get as much vibration, all the difference in the world. And then the other thing is the speed. Some of these tools, like the bowl scrape, and some of these tools that I was using, I was having a hard time learning to use them. The reason being, the higher RPM, they just are so much smoother, so much easier to use. You would not believe it until you do that, make that jump from like I did. And you're going like, I was getting frustrated in the old one to the point I'm always like, I'm not even going to try to turn anymore if this is all it is, because I'm getting catches, I'm getting this. So when you make that move, then you realize it wasn't me, it was the old lathe. You know, it had its limitations. It served me well. I'm not complaining. It was given to me, but it had its limitations. So, and I'm missing everybody, what they're saying over here. I've been running my gator so much. Let's see, Jeff Robinson. Did I get it all on video? No, I didn't get all the, if the bowl's coming off. No, I didn't get that on video. I'm not going to show that on video. Hey,
you're like, you would admit it if you did.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm admitting it. That's the first half, or the first part of an addiction, is to admitting it. So yes.
I was going to say, before we run over, I want to show off my little segmented bowl.
Oh, yes.
The first time I gave something like this a shot. So,
that's a good looking job.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of happy with it. It's got some walnut, middle stripe is teak, and the rest is just oak and pine that I had fire on the shop. So,
Oh, that looks fantastic.
Very sexy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Now, how did you cut the pieces for the? What did you use to cut the pieces for the glue together?
just on the table side, just put them at an angle and
You just
very
set the
careful
angle.
push the blade. Yeah,
How did you figure out the angles to set your thing?
it was a crapshoot.
Hey, it worked.
At least he's honest.
No, I went 30 degrees. I figured, okay, that'll give you a good round circle. And then the size was just a crapshoot what I had, but what would fit. Basically, it was guided by the smallest piece I had. So.
Hey, it turned out. It turned out great. I saw that when you posted it on Facebook, and I was like, "Wow, that's awesome."
The thinking is, I got a Sorby swan neck tool.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do the inside so I could bulge it out some. I got to sharpen that thing. That thing is not sharp as the other Sorby tools come. So.
You know, you say that, and I bought the large bowl scrape. Matter of fact, Paul was with me at the Tampa woodworking show when I bought the bowl scrape, and you say that, and I found out that that's true also. When you buy those tools and you bring them home, don't guarantee that they're as sharp as what they should be.
Right.
And resharpen them, because I found out when I first tried to use that bowl scrape, it wasn't as sharp, and I sharpened it, and I was like, oh, wow, all the difference in the world.
I just assumed it was going to be sharp because I've got probably 3 or 4 other Sorby tools, and they came nice and sharp, and I had no problem jumping right in with them. So I just stuck this thing in the middle of the bowl, and I felt like I was fighting it the whole way through, and then about 2/3 of the way through, I realized this is not sharp. So, but I also want to go pick up a hard Easy Wood bowl scrape that you had, the tool that you had in your video yesterday. So.
All right, I'm going back through the chat looking to see people are asking about.
Can we just say that TJ made it to the party?
Yes. Yeah, he finally made it to the party. Several people have asked about Shane and Shelly. They were supposed to be on here tonight. Shelly's doing better, and Shane told me that he's either got a stomach flu or the flu or something, so he was not doing good, and therefore they were not going to be on the show tonight. I think they're going to be back on next week, and I do miss them. Yeah, TJ, you missed your shout out. I was talking about you. So I'll give you a shout out on your channel. So go back and watch the show afterwards. I'm looking back through Jim Dockrell.
Russ Inspired Woodworks just posted a question at the.
What is?
Yeah, he's got one on there.
Inspired Order. If upgrades are available for a tool you already own, when do you decide that it's better just to buy a better version of a like tool? I mean, if your tool is fine as far as what it'll do, whatever. I look at it this way: if it'll do everything the new one will do, except for the upgrade, and you can buy the upgrade at a very good price, then I would upgrade it. If the newer ones have a lot more features and are better, and you're not going to get that with the upgrade, in other words, and the upgrade, by the time you do the upgrade, could have probably bought or half off the other one, then I would move on. It's kind of like for instance, my Craftsman lathe, there were no upgrades. It wasn't going to get any better. I had to move on and get something better. But when you're talking about like, I'll give you a good example, a bandsaw. You have a bandsaw and it has guide blocks rather than the rollers. And you're not getting satisfaction out of it, because I had that on my bandsaw. I went and bought the Carter roller guides for my bandsaw and put them on, and several other people, who was it? Sterling bought the Carter rollers and put them on his bandsaw, and I told him, you'll love them. Since he's done it, he fell in love with his. I don't care who you are and what you say, guide blocks are all right, but the roller for your guides for your bandsaw blade is all the difference in the world. Easier to control, easier to line, cuts better, everything is just better, better, better. So therefore, good bandsaw, guide blocks bad, roller blocks or roller bearings for your bandsaw a whole lot better. That upgrade was worth it. You don't need to go out and buy a new bandsaw. So if you're looking at something like that, because the Carter, everything to put on mine was like $150. I don't remember the exact price to upgrade my bandsaw, and it cut just 10 times better. So anybody else got any feedback on that?
I think you kind of have to weigh the cost of the upgrade to how often you're actually going to use the tool. And if the tool is so bad now that it prevents you from actually using it and getting better with it, or the process, I don't know. I kind of throw those two in the hat too if I was going to go out and spend the money for a new tool.
Right. Exactly. It's just not one little thing. You have to weigh a whole lot more. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
I'd add in too. I mean, if you're a professional, you should know the answers to these questions already. But if you're a hobbyist, it's a hobby. Don't break the bank on, the top of the line tool. And as Jim just said, something you're going to use every fifth project. You got to take that into account too. I mean, yeah, do we all want the top of the line automatic Grizzly bandsaw? Sure, but realistically, I'm not going to be making the kind of projects so I'm going to justify the expense. So,
I watch Jimmy DiResta, and a lot of us will want to make these box joint jigs, or we'll want to make this big fancy jig for this or a big fancy jig for that. So what does Jimmy and Izzy do? They just screw something down to their workbench, slap a piece of wood against it, and freehand it. They don't have these big tools. They don't have all this other stuff like that. I guess, it's how much money do you want to put into it, and how much better does it make your life,
Right.
I think it's funny, am I good or am I good? Because Inspired Woodworks has said that. He goes, my bandsaw is like that, and that's why I asked. In other words, he was wanting to upgrade his bandsaw. And I talked about the Carter guides. Is that not cool? That's cool. So yes, if you're thinking about doing that, I have a Harbor Freight bandsaw. I understand it's a Harbor Freight bandsaw. It's got its little quirks. It had the guide box. I upgraded to the Carter roller guides for my bandsaw, or the blade. It turned my Harbor Freight bandsaw into a fantastic bandsaw. I have no problems with it. I do want to upgrade, and later on down the road, I will upgrade and get another one. I think what I'm going to do is turn this, keep the Harbor Freight bandsaw and turn it into a bandsaw with a circle cutter on it for nothing but cutting blanks for bowls. That'll be dedicated. It'll be strapped to it, and that's all I'm going to use it. And then I'll upgrade to a little bit bigger bandsaw for doing resawing. But I bought the Harbor Freight bandsaw, knowing good and well what it was. Did not like the guide blocks, had problems, upgraded the Carter kit, and boom. It's like all the difference in the world. So, I mean, when you buy things knowing that they're not the best and you're going to have some issues with it, it's okay. Don't buy stuff from Harbor Freight expecting to get the same quality as you would or for like a better tool like a DeWalt or a Milwaukee or you know, some of the nicer tools. You're not getting the same tool. Sorry. They will work. And if you're like a hobbyist, like we're talking about, using them every once in a while, I've got an angle drill. I needed to bore 2 holes in a cabinet and I couldn't get anything in it there other than a small angle drill. I went to Harbor Freight. This has been over 15 years ago. Bought a cheap Harbor Freight angle drill, bored those 2 holes, and I think I may have used that thing in the last 15 years 5 times. It still works and it's still sitting in my shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you know, if you're doing something like that, fine. I've heard a lot. Their bandsaws are pretty good. I've heard a lot of good things about their lathe. That bigger lathe. Russ, you had it. You sold it to Charles, and Charles used it. Charles turned out some beautiful bowls on that thing. So their lathe is a good lathe.
Yeah, I really like it.
Sell it to him. I gave it to him.
Okay, gave it to him. What'd you say, Jim?
I said I've got it. It's right there, and I love it.
Yeah,
It did well
easy
for
to
what I
use.
had.
Yeah. You know, I'm not really good at turning stuff yet, and I imagine when I get better at it, I'll probably want something heavier or whatever. But it's a great lathe for the money, you know.
Yes. You know, and the thing about it is that Harbor Freight lathe is probably 10 times better than my Craftsman lathe. I'm serious. That Craftsman was not that great. Jim Dockrell, what do you think of the new one, Russ? Laguna is top-notch tools, buddy, but you're going to pay the mucho dinero when you're talking about Laguna and stuff like that. Like Carl Jacobson uses a robust lathe. Out of curiosity, after I watched him turn one day, I typed into the internet search robust, and I pulled them up. I think their lathes start out at $3,000. I'm saying, yeah, I think they start out at $3,000. I'm like, whoo, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. So, all right, wooden stuff. She French, my good friend, he's out there. Good to see you, Steve. I got to get with you. We got to go have lunch again. We haven't had lunch in a while. So TJ's out there. Chris Glitzo, Jim Dockrell, Inspired Woodworks, Desert Bum Woodworks, all those guys. Donna Presley. Oh man, I should have asked Donna to be on the show tonight since she's got her camera and mic working. Murphy's Wood Shop. Donna, next week, if you want to be on the show, just let me know. You're more than welcome to be on the show. And that goes for some of y'all out there. Do what?
I should be here next week too.
Okay.
Unless they change my schedule again.
That goes to some of y'all out there in the chat section. If you have a camera and a mic and good internet connection, more than welcome to come join us sometime. So
Send your clone, Donald.
Nestle Heine said Heaney. I figure out how to pronounce his name right, but it says very nice bowl. I love the different size segments. That was awesome. He's talking about your bowl, Chris.
Oh, cool.
Yep. It says very nice bowl. I love the different size segments. My bowl's not segmented, so he had to be talking about yours.
Well, thank you, sir.
Well, technically it is. Because you glue 2 pieces together.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Inspired Woodworks. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, went over. We're almost 15 minutes over. So I think we covered everything we need to cover tonight. I can't think of anything else. Next week, if everything works out right, we're going to have Andy Klein is going to be our guest for the show next week. Jim, you're more than welcome to come back. So are you, James, if y'all want to come back next week. Paul, I don't know if you'll be available next week. You're on the way back to Michigan.
Yeah, I'll be on the road next week. I'm going to try and catch you on the chat side, but I won't be able to be on the panel.
Okay. So,
but after that, I'm available.
Okay. But yes, Andy Klein, we're going to talk about his, some of his inventions and stuff. And I'm hoping that he can do a little demonstration on a couple of things that he's got. I'm not going to spoil what it's going to be a surprise. So, and I might even have another giveaway. I found something the other day. So I'm going to wait until next week to do it. We might have another giveaway next week. So,
Your new lathe?
huh? A new lathe.
Your new lathe?
I already give away my old Craftsman. Actually, I think I've got it sold for a couple of hundred. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. So, and the reason I say that is because the lathe was given to me, and the reason all I'm charging for it is because of all the stuff I'm giving away that I can't use. It's the old Craftsman was a 1MT mortise taper, and my new one's a 2MT. So none of that stuff will work on mine. So I'm giving away when it goes with it, a pin mandrel, a chuck, a couple of different types of centers, live centers for it, several things that are worth the money to go with it. In other words, so that's all going with it. So that's the reason I'm charging for it, is because I'm giving. It's not like I got it. I didn't have nothing. I had the tool wrist and the live center and the faceplate, and that was it. So all this stuff is going with it, which is worth the money. So, what do I think of a new? Yeah, I already read that. What do I think of a new Laguna? I wish I could afford a Laguna. Anyway, so anybody else got anything before we get off here? Anything? Let Andy Klein next week. That's all I can think of. Anybody got anything else?
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
The world premiere of season 10 Doctor Who is on now. So
Cool. And
fire
then,
up that DVR, folks.
and then once again, what's the name of your live show that you're going to have?
Made by Nation,
Made by Nation. And that's on Monday nights at
7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern. All right. Made by Nation, Monday nights. Anybody else got anything? James, you got anything?
Real quick, I did find Redneck Know-How website.
Cool. I got to look that up when I get off here.
It's redneck@thegoogle.com.
All right.
And be kind to your home improvement employees.
All right.
Second that motion.
If that's all everybody's got, we're going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody, for watching. At one point, we had over 60 people watching. I appreciate them. It started out kind of slow, but it built up, and now it's dropping back down. I know why. At 9 o'clock, everybody runs over to the Dave Gatton show. So,
No, they're going to go see Doctor Who right now.
yeah, I can't blame them. So, thank you guys for all out there being in the chat. Donna Presley, Chris Glitzo, Hobby's Woodshop, TJ's Woodworking, Nestle, Tom Spillane, all you guys out there. We only have one more thing to do, and that is just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
All right, campers.
Peace.